I'm Officer Leba Leba with the Gilbert Police Department's Public Affairs Office. The information, audio, video, and pictures you're about to see are intended to provide details as we currently understand them of an officer-involved shooting that occurred in Gilbert on Sunday, January 21st, 2024. This video may contain strong language as well as graphic images which could be disturbing to some people. Viewer discretion is advised. On Sunday, January 21st, the Gilbert Police Department Dispatch Center received two related emergency calls. The first call came in at 1:59 p.m. when the caller reported he had just concluded a concerning phone call with a male coworker.
911, where's your emergency?
I'm going to assume it's in Gilbert. I'm not really sure at this point. I've got a situation with a coworker that has a ballistic vest on right now. Good chance he's got an AR-15 with him, and he's completely.
Where is he in Gilbert?
I don't know. He's rolling right now in his vehicle, and I can't. I'm trying to get information from him. He won't give it to me. I know him, but I don't know him that well. Let's put it that way.
The caller identified the coworker as Brett Shanahan.
Okay, here's the situation. From what I understand, he just found out that he's about to go through a divorce. Mm-hmm. His wife is working for the attorney that actually is helping her file the divorce and is representing her in court. He called me on the road, and he made some pretty serious comments about taking care of business. And the last thing while I was on the phone with him, he actually pulled up in front of this guy's house, and I don't know where it is.
Before the call concluded, the caller expressed to the dispatcher concerns for both public and officer safety.
Do me a favor, man. Just whoever you send his way, I don't know if this is going to be a suicide by cop thing. I don't know. He's very adamant about doing something to get the police officer's attention. That's basically what he gave me. So, armed and dangerous, I'm going to say yes. He's just not right. He's not right. I mean, he's so angry, and God forbid if he points a weapon at somebody. I don't want him to put another police officer through that.
Absolutely.
8 minutes after the initial 911 call was received, a second 911 emergency call came into the Gilbert Police Department at 2:07 p.m. The caller told dispatchers that a family friend had showed up to their home near the 800 block of West Suncoast Drive, armed with a handgun and an armored vest. The caller identified the individual as Brett Shanahan and stated to dispatchers that Shanahan was looking for her husband.
He's trying to have a police suicide.
Do you know if he drove away?
Yes.
He did drive away? Okay. Give me 1 second here. And who is he?
His name is Brett Shanahan.
Okay, hang on 1 second. I'm just putting in some notes. Hang on.
He's got a vest on too because he's former military.
Okay.
And he's got a bunch of rounds with him.
Okay.
He was here to threaten my husband, and he got me instead.
What did he say?
He said he's done. This is it. He's like, you can call the police. He just said he wanted to tell him my husband is a lawyer and he's representing his wife, so he's really upset because he just found out he's getting divorced. So he just wanted to see him and had all these guns and stuff.
Responding Gilbert police officers arrived at the second reporting party's residence a short time later to further obtain information from the caller. 2 additional Gilbert police officers were dispatched to Shanahan's residence in the 1200 block of East Parkhurst Court for a welfare check on Shanahan. At 2:26 p.m., while in the area of 1200 East Parkhurst speaking with neighbors, the 2 on-scene officers saw Shanahan's vehicle enter the neighborhood. Shanahan's residence is in a cul-de-sac with 1 point of entry and exit. The officers entered the vehicles with the intent to conduct a high-risk traffic stop on Shanahan. The 2 officers drove down the residential street a short distance when they observed Shanahan's vehicle stop and partially block the roadway. They also observed Shanahan is armed with a handgun, rifle, and wearing a ballistic vest consistent with the previous reports by the 2 911 callers. Officers exited their vehicles, and at 2:27 p.m., they began providing verbal commands for Shanahan to put the gun down as Shanahan began to walk in the direction of the officers, shouting at them to take the shot.
Sir, we just want to talk to you. We just want to talk. Put the gun down. We don't want to do it, sir. We're vets. Drop it. Drop it. He's got a long rifle and a pistol in hand, not cooperating. No! We don't want to! No! Don't make us do it!
In addition to being captured on body-worn camera, the incident was also captured via a third-party witness cell phone video. At 2:27 p.m., as officers are actively providing repeated commands for Shanahan to drop his weapon, Shanahan continued to walk towards the officers, closing the distance between them, with the firearm in hand, presenting an immediate and deadly threat to the officers and community.
Drop the gun now! Drop it! Drop the gun!
Responding to this immediate and deadly threat, the two officers fired their duty weapons at Shanahan.
Drop the gun! Drop it! Shots fired. 998. 998.
As officers engage Shanahan with their firearms, Shanahan is seen on the witness's video placing his gun to his head before the witness pans the camera away briefly and returns to Shanahan lying motionless on the street. Due to Shanahan's rifle being pointed in the direction of the two officers, an immediate action team of Gilbert officers was assembled to enable officers to safely approach Shanahan. The immediate action team confirmed Shanahan was unresponsive through the use of 2 less lethal rounds, and officers then approached Shanahan, who was pronounced deceased at the scene. The Maricopa County Office of the Medical Examiner has ruled Brett Shanahan's manner of death as a suicide caused by a gunshot wound to the head. This is also consistent with the investigation conducted by the Gilbert Police Department, which concluded that Brett Shanahan suffered from several injuries to include a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. This incident is the subject of both an internal and a criminal investigation, which will be reviewed by the Maricopa County's Attorney's Office. Conclusions about whether the actions of the officers are consistent with department policy and the law will not be made until all facts are known and the investigation is complete.